Up here, I have to stop and sort of talk. All right, I'm going to start with the headline of this particular article by Dave Barry called "A Look at Sports Nuts, and We Do Mean Nuts." And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to underline each one of these words.
Each nut.
Specifically because they're repeated. Okay. So what did I just do, guys? Okay, I underlined the word nuts. Why?
Good, I said it twice.
Because it's repeated, okay? Whenever we have repeated words, that can sometimes indicate that something's important about them. Yes, Miss Mulaney?
Okay, you're underlining, we have highlighting, so everything that you underline should be highlighted.
That's fine. Yeah, highlighting is fine. All right. So I'm going to put here, just to remind myself, that it's a repeated word. And I'm also going to indicate, just to remind myself in case I come back to it later, that that word has multiple meanings. Okay, and that might be important later on, and it might not be, but that's what I'm going to do as I annotate. All right, paragraph 1. Today, in our continuing series on how guys think, we explore the question, how come guys care so much about sports?
We should
We're going to underline this right here and circle that. Now, we've done this before, guys. Why did I underline that?
That's a rhetorical question.
That's an example of a rhetorical question.
Mm-hmm.
Good. This is a tough one because caring about sports is, let's face it, silly. I mean, suppose you have a friend who, for no apparent reason, suddenly becomes obsessed with Amtrak. I'm going to underline that word Amtrak.
What is that?
Because that's clearly a name of something. That's a proper noun. Okay? And when I see a proper noun, I know in my head that that could be an allusion to something else that's important. And so I'm going to go ahead and use that capitalization clue there to let me know that it might be important later on. I'm going to keep reading. He babbles about Amtrak constantly, citing obscure railroad statistics from 1978. He puts Amtrak bumper stickers on his car, and when something bad happens to Amtrak, such as a train crashes and investigators find that the engineer was drinking and wearing a bunny suit, your friend becomes depressed for weeks. You'd think he was crazy, right? Bob, you'd say to him as a loving and caring friend, you're a moron. Amtrak has nothing to do with you. Now, I'm going to not only underline that, but I'm going to put a little box around it because, again, I've got some capitalization clues there. All of that is capitalized, so that tells me something. It tells me that it might be important or he might be trying to make a point.
Tells you.
So what did I just do, guys? Why did I stop? And why did I underline what I did? What did I do?
Because you noticed it.
What did I notice about it that made it important?
It's capitalized.
It's all capitalized, okay? And that might indicate what?
That it's important.
That it's important. What about right here? You'd think he was crazy, right?
That's another rhetorical question.
It's a rhetorical question. Good. Now, I'm also going to start right here. I'm going to underline bunny suit and make a little smiley face. Because he's talking about this guy wearing a bunny suit drinking on the Amtrak train. Do you think that would happen, guys?
Yep.
Maybe.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. That's true.
Yes,
That's true.
all things are possible through Christ who strengthens me.
However, is it likely that that's going to happen? What's Dave Barry trying to do here? Exaggerate. And what rhetorical device is that, guys? Thank you. Good job. Yes. All the times that he mentioned Amtrak. I kept underlining that because what did I tell you at the beginning? We have repeated words. So the repetition of Amtrak there sort of adds to the exaggeration, doesn't it? He keeps saying he's spouting Amtrak statistics constantly, babbling on about it. He has bumper stickers about it. All of that, the repeated part of that adds to the hyperbole of it, the exaggeration, and the humor. All right, look at paragraph 3. But if Bob is behaving exactly the same deranged way about, say, the Pittsburgh Penguins, it's considered normal guy behavior. He could name his child Pittsburgh Penguin Johnson and be considered only mildly eccentric. Why did I underline that piece there, guys? Why did I annotate Pittsburgh Penguin Johnson?
To be honest, I don't know.
Let's use our guiding questions. You guys have them in front of you.
Capitalized.
It's capitalized. Yes, it's a proper noun. That might indicate something. What else does it have that lets us know that it might be important?
Quotation.
There you go, Jamaria, good job.
Said that.
Okay, it's giving us quotation marks, okay? What can quotation marks sometimes indicate to us?
The extent of somebody else said.
Right, they might be quoting something someone else said, or they might be making a point with it. But in other words, they're trying to emphasize it because they put something around it. Yes,
Could it be like illusion? Cause like
it could be an
yeah, we
illusion.
do like books and stuff.
But let's look at it. Are the Pittsburgh Penguins real?
Yeah,
Yeah, they're real.
they're a hockey team, right?
So if a guy, but would somebody really name their kid Pittsburgh Penguins Johnson?
They might.
They might.
They're crazy in Pittsburgh.
Right, but only if he does, he's only mildly eccentric. What does that mean, Kindred?
I don't think about
It means that
Eccentric.
he's just a little bit
out of the
out
box.
of, yeah.
Just a little bit crazy. A little bit crazy. So between these two, what is the author doing? Can you guys tell me what he's doing between this paragraph and that one? I heard it, I think. He's
Contradiction?
comparing the two, isn't he? He's comparing this behavior. So I'm going to note that and come back to it. Okay? All right, let's look at paragraph 4. There is something wrong with this. Gosh, I'm not only going to underline that, I'm going to put stars around it. Because there I see that the author is making a very clear statement about what he feels.
He's just in his opinion.
Okay? So let me step out for a minute. Jada, why did I underline that, put stars around it? You not sure? Help Kurt out, please. Why did I just do it?
It's his opinion.
Opinion.
It's his very clear statement of his opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And we always have to know that, don't we?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Because they might ask about author's purpose.
Okay? And before you accuse me of being some kind of sherry-sipping, ascot-wearing, ballet-attending, McNeil Lehrer hours watching wussy, please note that I am a sports guy myself, having had a legendary athletic career consisting of nearly a third of the 1965 season on the track team at Pleasantville High School, where the leaders of tomorrow are leaving wads of gum on the auditorium seats of today. So, gosh, I think this kind of sticks out to me.
You need to just start.
All this
That's how to be
whole
underlined.
thing sticks out to me. Because not only did he choose to hyphenate that whole phrase, but all of those things in that phrase indicate are all kind of feminine,
He's really roasted.
like sherry sipping,
What is
ascot
that?
wearing, ballet
Sherry
attending. Okay, and then he uses that word wussy, which we all know indicates wimpy guy, right?
Wuss.
All right.
What you write on the side?
I put feminine, that's why you can't see it very well. All right. So I underline all that because it's hyphenated. Not only is it punctuated in a unique way, but he's using some slang words that we're familiar with. And I think that might be important later on. All right. So I'm just going to stop for just a second, stepping out. Brianna B, why did I underline that? It stood out to me, why? Okay, yes, but there was something special about that whole line that I underlined that you can physically see with your eyeballs. What did you do to it? He put hyphens
Put it
in
together.
between them, okay? He used those hyphens, so that's a punctuation. Which one of those guiding questions talks about punctuation? Number 2, okay?
Dose.
So are there punctuation clues here that make that important? Yes, hyphens are important, all right? Especially if you have a long phrase like that, okay? All right. All right, so he's talking about how he's a sports guy himself, right?